All right, so Savior of Allenbach. That's the 3 drop, right? And then we have to decide, would we rather... There's two ways to build this, right? Oh, you wanted store and mid-range for historic. All right. Noted. That was yours. You want this in human pod? I mean, the most direct way to play this is probably just inside of White Weenie, right? What's going on, Rotten Agenda? Thanks for 7 months, Rocky Altars. It isn't super exciting, but the most applicable direct applicable use of this in standard is probably just in White Weenie, right? So what would be I guess we could go bigger and fancier with a reanimator shell. What are the biggest, scariest things you can reanimate in this format? Type line, creature, mana cost, mana value greater than or equal to 7 legal in future standard. Rare or mythic. Yeah, it's probably Hullbreaker, right? There aren't any other really reanimate cards in the format though, right? I think reanimating with this is probably better off for historic. Yeah, it's probably just White Weenie for fitting something like this into. Yeah, I think in standard you're just supposed to have it be a value engine. Is accurate. Especially because like training needs to attack with greater power, so it gets a +1/+1 counter. So you just need to attack with it with the 2 power thing. So even just 2 power 1 drops seems good. Just cut some of the cute cards from this list. These Guardians of Faith and Curse of Silence. Oh yeah, and we have Thalia getting added to the format too, right? It's a good shout. Honestly, we probably don't need these Faithful Absence if we're adding in extra removal in the form of this. Yeah, Valorous Dance is definitely a card this wants the 75. For sure. Cave of the Frost Dragon not making Stone Analax flavor, for sure. There's 4 Doomscar in this sideboard. That seems wild. The new, what's it called? What's the new each player sacrifices some number of thing? Anybody know which one I'm talking about? By invitation only. Playing a bunch of those sounds much better than Doomscar. Spell Valorous correctly. We don't need Sigrid with our other one. Are there any other new white cards that we think fit into here? Thalia, Savior. Oh, there's a bunch of portable holes in this main deck. I guess that's a little bit different than Valorous Dance. Maybe we're supposed to split these. Like mean sideboard. Yeah, let's do that. Hey, thanks for the 16 months, Guilt. Welcome back. Hopeful Innate. Is that better than some of our other ones? I guess we could pull the curve down with that. I do have a lot of 3s with the Saviors here. This is 10, 12, 14. 14 threes. This is almost assuredly a playable card. Let's get the Skyclaves and play a couple of. Thanks for the 2 years, Alistair. Welcome back. white Experiment 1. It's got some Experiment 1 vibes for sure. All right, I think we're going to start there. Oh, I wasn't logged in. That's fine. It'll be okay. Sigardian Savior. I don't know what that card does. It's not a rare or mythic, so obviously it must be bad chip. Can't. You gotta spell things correctly for me. I can't fix it. Circle of Confinement. This is gonna be a not 1-mana spell, right? No, I think I prefer Portable Hull. This card costs 5 mana. This card costs 5 mana. It's so many manas from aggro deck shot. I might have too many 3s in here. I don't want any 5s. All right, Kaya Super Friends. Rita, thank you for the 16 months. Welcome back. What's the new Kaya called? Kaya Geist Hunter. What's going on, Chuki? Thank you for the 27 months. Thank you for that generous tier 3. Welcome back. Probably want some Path of Peril. More on the Mirthless for Lilith. I think I want to go black-white. There's probably an Abzan build worth checking out too, but I think I want to start Kaiasaur and Lilith, and I think Kaiasaur and Lilith is probably enough Planeswalkers. Kaya Inexorable is good. Not unless only if you're like playing a bunch of creatures. Yeah. We don't really have a lot of creatures here. What are other playable black-white cards that make tokens in this standard format? The new Markov makes tokens. It makes tokens at your upkeep, though, right? Let's Kaya double clue tokens. If one or more tokens to be created under your control, it does double clues and treasures, yeah. Ooh, the white one drop's a good shout. Sure. You want to be on the Deadly Dispute plus Ghoul plan. Yeah, that could be okay. Maybe we don't want the paths in the main deck. I don't think Edgar goes in here. The tokens Edgar makes can't ever get doubled by Kaya, right? Yeah, this is gambling gas, deadly dispute. I don't think we'll have enough instants and sorceries for. It's really hard to put. Stop suggesting green cards for my black-white deck, chat. Maybe we'll build both, but this is black-white, okay? What are the exploit cards? That's a good question. How do I search for Oracle text on here? Exploit. Yeah, doubling Jadar tokens isn't very good though, and putting counters on them isn't very good. I guess it's like slightly better than nothing, but it's still not great. Did I just spell? I must have spelled exploit wrong. Bellstinger seems playable. Graph Reaver's okay. I don't know that we're aggressive enough to level Graph Reaver. Although I do kind of want a I do kind of want a 2-drop. We probably just play the other. What's the 1-drop that learns when it dies? We could play Skyclave Shade. I twitch. Yeah. Yeah, Reaver being a sideboard card against control seems very reasonable. Oh yeah, we want some Vanishing Verse. Some Valorous Stance in the sideboard. Yeah, have we added enough creatures to make 5 mana Kaya good? This is also 35 cards in the main deck, so this is kind of a deck at this point. For point of reference, this is like add 25 lands mix well. Hey, thanks for the quarter of a year, 50. Do I want to be a snow deck? I have we have a black white slow land now, so you can just like have good mana. I don't know that you want to be blood on the snow. I guess getting back most of these things is good. Oh, that's a really good shard. How do you spell it? Fajara's Retributions. That's actually a great one. That's a card. That curves Kaya on 3 into Retribution on 4 sounds very good. I mean, if your Star High X is 3, you're probably winning the game anyways, right? Sounds kind of win more. Just got Death Touch too. Felstinger seems pretty good. For on Felstinger, do we need Deadly Dispute? Maybe we don't need both of that effect. Kaya is pretty funny with Mascot Exhibition, that's true. The instant speed has utility, but I don't know that like. So am I cutting Felstingers then? Because I don't know that I want 8 of this effect, right? Yeah, chat. We'll get to the learn cards in a second. I'm trying to figure out what my main deck looks like. All right, fine. I am a coward. That is true. 2 Felstinger, 2 Deadly Dispute it is. And that puts us to 35 cards. Honestly, it's probably one too many cards still. Trima, Vanishing Verse, because I do think that someone said we wanted 4 of the white bolt land, and that's definitely true. What's the white bolt land called? Amara's Call? Amaria's Call. So I knew someone was calling. What's our new land called? For Shattered Sanctum. What's the black white pathway called? Should probably just pull those up. So I'm gonna need them for all the decks we're building. Break Climb. Think about Clarion Spirit as a 2-drop instead of Usher. I think, look at the curve of my deck. I'm not going to be double spelling frequently with all of these expensive cards. Do we pack the Snarl? I don't know that we need the Snarl, right? Maybe like a couple. We're not gonna have that many basics. I'm like playing for Amaria's Call, and I probably want like a couple of the black creature lands too. Hive of the Eye Tyrant. The half a year, Harry. Welcome back. All right. I'm not even giving warning shots. I'm just timing people out. So if you're gonna suggest cards, you need like chat. The deck is full. This deck is full, just like when we do regular. I'm in a mood this morning, and chat's being annoying. So if you're gonna recommend a card, tell me why that card is good, what we should cut, and why we should cut it. If I already have a deck built, if we're on a blank slate, feel free to shout things, I guess, that might be good. But like I have a core here, and like suggesting we like add miscellaneous more 5-drops to my deck, that's already got like 4 4s and 5s and a bunch of extra 8 4s and 4 5s. Like, Just stop shouting things into the abyss just to type card names out. Be helpful and constructive, or don't type. Why would I want to cut Fajara? Why would I want to cut Fajara for a shit card, chat? This card, curved off of Kaya, sounds insane. If anything, I almost feel like I want to play Starheim Retribution or Call of whatever to get more 4/4s on turn 4. Like this, Kaya into these is probably the most powerful thing we could be doing, right? It's like, why do I want to do the powerful thing less frequently? To add like a cute, like the thing Twitch chat loves doing is playing shitty grindy cards in every deck. Like the number, like I timed out 2 people that were just like, Jeff, your deck doesn't want Usher of the Fallen. Chat, you have to kill people in this format, chat. They're gonna be taking all of the fucking turns still, chat. You want to cut all your 2/1s and play more mopey value cards? Enjoy not taking a turn for 4 turns while you die, because that's how the format's still going to work. I put an aggressively slanted token maker in here so we can have something resembling a curve with some consistency to be able to attack the blue-red decks to death before they kill us. Adding a bunch of 5-mana cards that don't impact Epiphany don't help us. That's true. Losing is an option. And then speaking of, our deck is a little mopey and doesn't have a ton of ways to attack those decks. So like our sideboard is probably starting with 4 duress and then like 3 to 4 go blank, right? Pass these creature cards in here. I get that like new cards existing is exciting, but like you have to remember we're going into this format knowing what the base of the format is, right? So like you have like a bunch of bars and hoops you have to jump through to start. What's the pest making lesson? Thanks for the entire year, Dante. Welcome back. Pest, it's just pest summoning. Thank you. Appreciate you. I think just those 3 is probably plenty. Maybe you could justify fitting in a 4th that's the sacrifice a thing or exile a thing. Yeah, mascot Kaya is a banger for sure. Yeah, maybe confront the past. I don't know, like every sideboard slot you give up to a lesson for we only have 4 of these is like a real cost. Feel like I'm inclined to just start here. I also just don't think a deck like this wants to play Thalia, chat. Thalia is only going to be good against the Epiphany decks if your deck's aggressively slanted. Like, if your deck's mid-rangey, Thalia does not buy you enough time. Like, the Epiphany deck's just going to make its land drops, it's going to attack you with a Goldspan Dragon that makes treasures that make 2 mana, it's just going to not give a shit about your 2/1. Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of into what Username said. If we want more lessons, we should play more mascot exhibitions. Yeah, WotC stopped doing preview events a long time ago. 2 or 3 set releases now. Sunset Revelry isn't really that good against the aggressive decks in this format, right? Like they're all kind of like Sunset Revelry is the type of card that's like good against nickel and dime aggro. It's not particularly good against like high value grind you out, go big aggro, right? I have no idea if Deadly Dispute is better than Stinger. That's why there's two of each, because I am a coward who lacks confidence. Okay, now let's do Abzan friends. Now let's do Abzan friends. Hey, thanks for the 29 months, Maloney. Remember, you've got that Twitch Prime next to your name too. So if you're not, make sure you're using Jeff Bezos money somewhere on Twitch every month too. His spends just as well, almost better, in fact. It's the Kaya Geist Hunter. And Soren. It's gonna take me forever to learn the new names. Soren the something or other. Soren the Mirthless. First class. Yeah, do we want to join the dance? Can dance if you wanna. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do we want Innkeeper? Innkeeper's probably not terrible. Is it not? Is it not Innkeeper to start? He has a word. He has a word in front of his name, right? It's annoying that the card search here doesn't prosperous Innkeeper. Moves to jump through to play standard. I would encourage you, honestly, Hippity, just like take a peekaboo at check out the Meta Monday playlist on my channel from 2 weeks ago. We go over the standard metagame in that, and I doubt it's going to change a whole ton. Obviously, we're going to add some new things around the edges, but that'll give you a good baseline of what to expect going into this set. There's a lot of good deck lists like up on MTG Melee too. Yeah, there's some good ones in the new set. Soren is nice. No, Kaya doubles any token. Yeah, Skeletal Swarming's not a particularly good card. There's 3 Vanishing Verse right there. That seems fine. Add a bunch of lands. Oh gosh, chat. We have to actually ask ourselves the question, how many slow lands do we want now? Because previously it was just you played all the slow lands you could. But I don't know that 12 slow lands is the answer. I think 12 pathways is the answer, because pathways are great. I am waiting for all 9 episodes of Arcane to be out to watch it. Hey, congrats on expanding your family, must be that, Max. It's an exciting time. Enjoy the time where they can't move, because they do scale in difficulty as they get older. They're really easy to start, and then they peak about 1.5 to 2.5, depending on the kid. That is true. Slow lands are better because we don't have 1-drop. So I have, looking at the mana costs of my things, I have double black and I have double green. I don't have any double white, so I definitely want 4 Deathcap Glade. Haley's just been full of trouble. She hit full on into everything, opening doors and stuff before. Yeah, one of each basic's a good idea. Much sooner than my other 2 did. What's the white green slow land, chat? What if I just search for rare lands in Future Standard? Just so I have them all up. And okay, it looks like I've got slots for 2 utility lands. Yeah, do I just want to round out with a couple of creature lands, I think? So, I don't think we have room for Amaria's Call in this build because we don't have any double white cards. So, like, having triple extra white lands and triple white spells doesn't sound particularly great. No, also Coward Split those. 2 creature lands is fine. 4 duress, 3 go blank. What other sideboard cards do we want? The first 7 are easy. Where do we go from here? Some power word kill just for the creature matchups. Yeah, I like that. I probably want the last Vanishing Verse 2 for green, huh? Some meat hooks? Yeah, I like that. You want some Binding of the Old God? Is meat hook 2 words? Starheim Unleashed is not a sideboard card, chat. It is the Meat Hook Massacre. That's annoying. It's legendary. It refers to a specific massacre. I mean, are there really graveyard decks in this format? I've got a bunch of Goblinks here. No, you don't. Power word kill's not for the Goldspan Dragon text chat. Power word kill is here because you want to kill the green aggro decks, the white aggro decks. Is Dark Reader the one I use? It is. Dark Reader is great, chat. If you're wondering why my goldfish isn't blinding you with bright white light and why my Scryfall isn't blinding you with bright white light, it's because Chrome extensions are busted. Also, it's 2021. Why do websites have white modes by default? It's awful. So I think this is actually a deck that doesn't want Valorous Stance because we don't really have creatures, right? Well, a couple of Soul Shatters sound fine. It's like a fine starting point. Why Rangers class over something more aggressive? Creatures like Skyclave. Well, a 2/2 for 3's not really aggressive. So we're playing Rangers class because not only does it have synergy with Kaya on 3, but it is actually aggressive. We're playing this because it's an aggressive card. Skyclave Shade. Skyclave Shade's just not very good. Chat, the control decks in Standard don't give a shit about you grinding them out. Like, grindy incidental value is not good in Standard right now. The control decks are either combo killing you or they're going infinitely over the top of you with Leer. And like little incremental advantage with things like Skyclave Shade and other value engines just don't work because they don't care about them. They just ignore it and combo you or bury you. Like those are the options for it basically. Hey, let's build a couple of historic decks, huh? And if we still feel like deck building after, maybe we'll do some other standard ideas. Big red. All right, what's the new Chandra called? Something about dancing, I think. Dressed to kill, being dressed. Chandra. He's all dressed up, chat. Torch of Defiance. Chandra dressed to kill. For Glory Banger. Glory Banger, one word? It is. Look at that. Bone Crusher. Other 3-mana Chandra is not very good, but what's 6-mana Chandra? Season Pyromancer seems fine. Awakened Inferno, yeah. Want the playset of these between main and side? I don't think I want Mind Stone. I think between Chandra, Dress to Kill, and Torture Defiance, it's plenty of ramp. Probably don't need 4 Season Pyromancer either. Alright, what are other cards that keep us alive? Like, do we have, like, people suggesting more threats? We kind of have a lot of threats here, right? Sweltering Suns is probably good, yeah. Are we in an Unholy Heat deck? I don't know if we're in an Unholy Heat deck. Cards probably just shock a lot of the time. Do we want to go to 8 for Ugin? Yeah, a couple Ugin's probably not bad. I don't know, that 6-mana Ugin's very good. He's kind of slow and mopey. Oh, I want a couple of Sarkins, yeah. Is that Masterless? Yeah. Yeah. We have ramp, chat. There's 8 pieces of ramp right here. Chandra's Regulator. Chat, stop suggesting bad cards. I know it's your specialty, but Smoldering Egg in my deck with 4 instants or sorceries. I guess I'll give you 8 instants or sorceries with Bone Crusher. Giant, but come on now. Stop it. Get some help, chat. We'll get to the mana base in a second. I'm only at 28 spells, chat. I don't think we're an Unholy Heat deck, no. Hey, Jojo, thanks for the 32 months. Ooh, we can play Frostbite and Snowlands. I think I like that suggestion. Because what's it called? It's busted. Faceless Haven's busted. Are we aggro enough for light up the stage? I don't know. Is my deck with no 1 or 2 mana creatures in it aggro enough? That's cute. That's cute. This is 34, so then we can put 26 lands in. Shatter Skull Smashing. 2 Den of the Bugbear. 4 Faceless Haven. And 14, 16 snow covered. Light up the night. I actually don't hate that suggestion. Does 1 plus an extra to a planeswalker and a creature planeswalker, and then it to any target does extra if you do creature planeswalker. Yeah, we could like realistically flash this back. Yeah, I kind of like that, actually. I'm gonna put these Chandra Triumph in the board. I think Chandra's Triumph sounds playable. But I like the light up in the main deck better. Like, I like randomly fireballing my opponent. Is Froststone on the board good? Is online only Sarkhan not good enough? Instead of me telling you your suggestion is bad, tell me why your suggestion is good. What problem do you think we have that it solves? What is it better than, and why do we cut that card? So, why does my mid-range deck care about my opponents gaining a bunch of life? Can you explain? I'm not just trying to race them, right? Yeah, burn down the house, killing our own planeswalkers sounds bad. Yeah, I think I'd rather play cards like Fry if I'm worried about angels. Some form of Graveyard Hate's probably good for the sideboard. Soul Guide Lantern. A Braid. Yeah, a couple of Braids are probably fine. Extra Ugin's probably a decent one too for the food matchup. I've got 4 Chandra. Yeah, I don't think Heart of Korean's very good yet. We have like exactly Bone Crusher Giant to crit. I don't think that's good enough. Also, every non-red card we put into our main deck makes Chandra Dress to Kill, makes her +1 that tries to draw a card worse. So ideally, we want to lean into. I'm aware the planeswalkers can crit, chat. So I'm like, we have 18 things that can crit. I'm talking about things past the planeswalkers. Also, like planeswalkers crewing that card isn't free. Like it takes their resources. Your planeswalker loyalty is a resource. Wasn't the submission to use new Chandra's plus Chandra's Regulator? If that's the case, I'll refund them. Chandra's Regulator is not a playable card. If you're the person that submitted this deck, let me know and I'll refund you your money and we'll... There's definitely not T's Regulator. Yeah, this was your submission, right, Jareth? If I'm recalling correctly? Yeah, because like I think this could be... Keep my money in check and keep it regulators. God bless. God, no. Bless you. All right, chat. Now this next one is the deck that chat's gonna have some opinions about. We get to build a shitty mid-range deck with Sorin the Mirthless, chat. What's our second color for our Sorin the Mirthless deck? Is Sorin the Mirthless? Is this the Dead Guy Ale deck? Are we building Dead Guy Ale or Black Green Rock? There's so many choices. Do we want to build do we want to update Dead Guy Ale or Black Green Rock? Lambton wants the ale and Lambton's submission. So yeah. Like this deck's, I've tried so many different card advantage things here at the top end. Ooh, that's not a terrible one either. Black White Shadow. I think Shadow's bad though. Like the fact that the tokens have lifelink is kind of awkward with Shadow. We could just build both. All right, let's start with Black White and we'll go from there. Both is good. Thank you you've been absurdly generous, Jareth. Thanks for the support. The fact that Sorin is a card that grinds against control and provides lifelink against aggro seems like it has a lot of potential. And then if we're putting Sorin in here, I got a new job and 3 Kid Christmas sounds expensive. Well, I mean, you're not wrong. The Sorin art is very good. He wants to peer deep into your soul and then whisper sweet nothings into your ear. Does this deck need more Chandra's Regulator? Asking the real questions. Alright, I want at least 3 Sorin. I think Baneslayer's actually in a pretty medium position in the format right now. A lot of the aggro is kind of going wide. And she's a little slow. I guess she's okay-ish. What's my curve look like here? We've got 8. I wonder if we're going Sorin if we give up some of the Thalias in the main deck at least. Could see that. Baneslayer go. Is a Baneslayer Lyra split better? So protection from dragons is relevant in Historic. There's 5 mana Niv, and there's Sprite Dragon in the Phoenix deck. Korvold in the food deck. Yeah. You know, honestly, I think I just want to go whole hog and just start on 4 Sorin. Because, like, he's really pretty good in multiples, right? Because you play him on 4, and if you have another one in your hand, you just like down tick him, and then next turn you down tick him again, and then play your next one out. Hey, thanks for the 16 months, Iwan. Welcome back. Priority, thanks for the half a year. Yeah, I've actually, so we tried Esper Sentinel in this archetype, but I was pretty underwhelmed by it. I think specifically decks that can't make it have more power tends to be a little bit awkward. There's actually only 59 cards in the main deck here. Does this deck want slow lands, question mark? I'm not sure that it does, right? Maybe we go down to 4 basics. I can see going down to 4 basics. Or like maybe down planes. I have 1 mana black spells. So having untapped black on 1 has value. With no life gain. Well, Sorin is life gain. Also, remember, Sorin doesn't have to hurt you, chat. Sorin is a gentleman. He asks you before he hurts you. He looks at you and he goes, look, you're going to take this much if you want this card. Is that okay? If it's not okay, we don't have to do it. Sorin's a good date, chat. He always asks for permission first. He asks for permission before he slaps your ass. I'm gonna cut A planes for A. Shattered Sanctum. Okay, so I do think where I could probably cut these Gantis because we added Sorin as a bunch of card advantage in the main deck. And I do think in order for mid-range decks like this to be competitive, they need to have some sweepers in them. I think I want some Witch's Vengeance and Crippling Fear. Probably both worth having. Ooh, Meat Hook could be good. I don't hate Meat Hook. Nah, most of our stuff is 2 or less. I mean, most of these things, I guess Witch's Vengeance or Crippling Fear get around killing our stuff, which makes them nice. I don't have any Graveyard Hate in this deck either. Do I need Graveyard Hate? Valorous Stance is a card we could play. We have, like, the main graveyard deck is Phoenix right now, right? And we have Vanishing Verse and Despark for that. Hive is Pseudo Hate 2. Yeah, let's start here, I think. I think four Sorin. No, I don't think so, Lambton. Ah, I don't hate Sun Gold either as a suggestion. I wonder if do we get significantly worse against control if we play Sun Gold over Adanto? We get a little bit worse, but this also, like, Graveyard hates their Torrential Gearhulks, which has value, and Jeskai been a little bit less popular. And Sun Gold's a lot better against the aggressive decks in the format, because it's like a 3-2 on defense. And I'm kind of into that. Let's try that over Adanto Vanguard for this one. Yeah, it's worse against the sweeper decks, but it's good most other places. And Sorin is a card that we're adding that's good against sweeper decks. So, like, changing this bottom end of the curve to be a bit worse against sweepers when we're adding stuff at the top end. Hey, Houston, thanks for 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. All right. Black, green rock. For Sorin. This is probably a Knight of the Ebon Legion deck still. So some of our core is gonna be very similar to the Dead Guy Ale deck. Scavenging Ooze. What other green cards do we like? Yep. Some Inquisition sound nice. We could play a couple of Wrenn and 7. Maelstrom Pulse is good. Like a couple of Wrenn and 7. Seems like it could be fine. Is Binding Historic playable? I think it's a little on the slow side. Chevelle? Card do. I don't know that I buy Chevelle being good. Yeah, I think Pulse generally outclasses Binding in this format. Bionic Broccoli, thanks for the 35 months. Welcome back. Thanks for hanging out for almost 3 years. Rangers class. I like that one. Trophy in general is not a very good card. Questing Beast is a good lad. What does this button do, Strider Stone? Thanks for the 5 months. We could just be a Landwar Elves deck. Is Renin 7 better than Lilith? Because this is also less good if we're playing. I think I'd rather have Lilith. Chat wants to play Chariot, maybe? This is 33 cards. I kind of feel like I want another piece of removal. I think I want, like, another Doomblade as our last card. Elspeth's Nightmare is okay. It's a little bit narrow in what it can kill. Trophy's pretty awkward because you don't really want to trophy your opponent on 2. We can play like Crippling Fear or Witch's Vengeance out of the sideboard. I really don't think we're a game 1 sweeper deck. Hey, thanks for the 2.5 years, dudes. Welcome back. Yeah, just Heartless Act or Power Word Kill. We'll put Power Word Kill in the main and then queue into Angels for the first 2 or 3 matches. Have a good time. It's a shame Abrupt Decay isn't legal in this format yet. I'd play the crap out of some Abrupt Decay. I think Downfall is just probably worse than Maelstrom Pulse. Oh, Sylvan Advocate's a good shout. Yeah, that's the green 2-drop I really want. Well, where are Tireless Trackers? You know, we don't have Tireless Tracker, but we could play we actually don't have that many creatures. Is what's it called better than Rangers class? What's the 3-drop Briarbridge Tracker? What if we did that instead of Rangers class? This is a 3-drop that plays off of Landwar Elves as well. I like it. And like Tracker into Questing Beast is like a pretty good beatdown curve, right? I like it. Play 25 lands. Or Blooming Marsh. For Darkboar Pathway. For Over. Gosh, 2-color mana bases are great in this format now, huh? Especially ones that have fast lands. Yeah, getting the rest of the fast lands would be nice. Do we want Igdom's Awakening in this deck? Maybe. The fact that we're playing Sorin kind of incentivizes us to play more just regular lands, so we don't so we can draw them without taking damage. It is a requirement to play in our open that you be able to broadcast your matches upon request. Your mobile device can technically screen share to Discord. Yeah, do we want slow lands? I don't know. I don't know if we actually do, because like our deck wants to play 1-mana spells on 1, right? Like we've got what? This is 8, 14, kind of Calmel 16 1-drops. Seems like a fine place to start. This is 12, 16, 19 black untapped on 1, and then 8, 16 green untapped on 1. Seems fine. A couple of Field of Ruin for some utility. Top of our 4 creature lands. What's going on, Xander? We have new sub animations, though. Thanks for the 7 months. Welcome back. I appreciate it. All right. I think that's going to be it for deck building for today. We built a few standard decks, built a few historic decks. We're going to play a little bit of historic before we call it a day on magical stuff. And then tomorrow's stream will be starting late. I'll be going live about this time tomorrow because the set releases at 10 a.m. Central tomorrow on Magic Arena. So my plan is to do all Magic tomorrow and Friday. I'm gonna be taking Thursday. I'm gonna be taking Saturday off. And then Sunday is our next open. Like up to 14 players in there. Most people sign up like the last day. So to be fair, Aradas, a lot of other people figured that out. There are 3 tournaments this weekend. Red Bull and Croquis are also putting on standard tournaments this weekend. They figured out the secret formula, chat. It was a tough one to crack, but other people finally figured it out.